Welcome. You're listening to Poli-Psych Podcast Analysis Brief. Today's topic, impeachment, the looming trial in the Senate, Lev Parnas, and other recent developments.
It's almost like we're watching the stagecraft, and we're in the crowd, like freaking out maybe, but it's all a show. It's a movie.
Yeah, it is. And these
maybe
people
I don't know.
They know that they're not really governing. They know that they're acting. That's why they're called bad actors. So yes, impeachment articles and the impeachment managers have been announced by Nancy Pelosi. Impeachment is going to the Senate. And what does that mean? Oh no, is President Trump in deep trouble? We've got some thoughts on that. But one of the things that is my way of dealing with this whole situation is this is exactly like President Trump saying, oh no, please don't throw me into the Briar patch, being Briar Rabbit, and he's definitely wants to be in the Briar patch, but doesn't want his enemies to know that that's where he's the safest. Well, the Q has told us that the Senate is the key, and the Republicans do control the Senate. Mitch McConnell has been basically very helpful, and if not more so than getting all of Trump's judicial appointments through at many, many levels, even though to go. So we believe the machinery of the Senate is ready to go in support of President Trump. And what is about to happen here might be a surprise to those that are on the left, on the Democrat side, celebrating this announcement of impeachment. And there's some recent developments that Ken is going to mention that look to us a little bit too good to be true for the Democrats. They seem to be overconfident. That's what I'm thinking. Tell us about that, Ken.
The name that's popping in, and he Lev Parnas, and that's Parnas, first crept into the news stream a few months ago, and he was picked up with another compatriot on, I believe, ostensibly wire. They always call it wire fraud, but it was something to do with campaign donations and whatever it is. He was compromised, and that should be kept in mind. Whether the charges were staged or not, we don't know. But nevertheless, it's kind of smells like a Michael Cohen, although it's definitely a step up from that. It's very credible on the surface, and it's also very new, and yet it shows up whole cloth with a media blitz that is just a tidal wave of media coverage, and it may account for the long gap between the articles, the actual passing of the articles in the House before the holiday recess. And yet here we are. So the objective appears to be to turn the wavering rhinocrats in the Senate, who still, some of them still even tout the Russia influence meme. And it's, that's another issue. But it looks like we're ending up with a scenario that paints itself as another Mueller event with a different figurehead this time. And I think, Cindy, you have a quote on, I think they're starting to, out of the Lawfare group and other people like that, they're starting to really hype this, along with Rachel Maddow and some of the other left end of the news, the news stream people.
Yeah, I just went over to Twitter to see what what the latest is here, and Nancy Pelosi is Speaker Pelosi says Lev Parnas's info would ordinarily compel appointment of special prosecutor. Quote, does anyone think that the rogue attorney general is going to appoint a special prosecutor? No, because he's implicated in all of this. Close quote. So yeah, this is they're just trying to start an inferno here, and I don't know that this is what they were waiting for. I tend not to think that. However, we don't know what they have in their playbook, and I love the story of Briar Rabbit and throw me in the briar, please, whatever you do, no, please don't throw me in the briar patch. And I think a lot of us who follow independent media and who participate in independent media have kind of developed that same kind of an attitude. Hey, let's go. You want to be scrappy? Let's go right now. Well, let's have at it. Because I think people who have made it this far in loving America have had to develop some thick skin. And thank God for Donald Trump, and that he is, I mean, people talk about his ego, but if he weren't extremely self-confident, who would be able to survive some of the things that he has survived, the attacks and the disparaging and the insults. So yeah, he likes the briar patch, and they're throwing him into the briar patch. So go POTUS.
Yeah, but one of the things that's worth noting is that those impeachment managers from the House will not be able to be subpoenaed or put under oath, and it looks to me like that could be a way to protect people from, like Adam Schiff, from facing charges. So we'll see how this all plays out. It's definitely going to be interesting. Another thought, Ken?
I think their star witness is definitely Lev Parnas, and they'll be diverting attention to him, and the attention will go away from the Bidens and some of the other issues. But you have to get I guess if they want to talk about a crime, they'd have to talk about a motive. So I guess the motive would be to knock Biden out of the race, but that kind of, I think, eventually will just become a non sequitur, because Joe Biden's he's not in good shape. He physically, mentally. People that really are on the inside are saying this, and you can see it from video, and it's not doctored video. You could take a clip of real raw video and splice it together, and you get a horrific picture of someone who's really deteriorating. And President Trump has to be aware of this as well. He's got a pretty good campaign staff, and they know what's going on. And I don't think President Trump was. They could possibly make the case that he was motivated. I don't think he even. Actually, I look at the opposite. He would want to face Joe Biden in the general election. I don't see how it would be possible for Joe, unfortunately, to hide in a debate with President Trump the immense problems he's having communicating. So it remains to be seen what they've got here, but this shows up fully formed. And I was listening to some MSNBC, and it's not easy to do, but it was so well choreographed. They had an attorney on who was talking about witness credibility and they're way ahead of this sort of, these are the symptoms of a staged production, when they've got this many, all these guests lined up in a row in a matter of one day. And I don't think they didn't just pull this rabbit out of a hat. So it's kind of like in the cowboy movie where the black hat puts all the money in the middle of the table, and the white hat either folds or raises the ante. And I think we'll see what happens, but I'm pretty sure that they just raised the ante on this thing, and I guess we do have to trust in Barr's stability. He doesn't cave to either side, and the word is that he is on this situation, and this may actually be an act of desperation on the part of the Democrat side of the radical Democrats, certainly, and they're trying to turn the Senate. That appears to be the arm twisting that's going on here from all I can see.
Yeah, I think that the American public that is trying to pay attention to political events, number one, is fatigued. This obstruction and foot dragging and do-nothing Democrats and all of that's been going on for so long now, 3 years, what is it? Something like that, close to, 3 years in February, right? And people think that how would it be possible that Nancy Pelosi would delay impeachment articles for a month that she said was essential to get there right now, and then shows up with something completely new? I think even your average American that's paying some attention to the news is going to think, yeah, something fishy is going on here. But my hope is that Barr and team and others that have been digging deep, but running silent for a long period of time, are not only aware of what's been going on with Adam Schiff and all of the nefarious goings on underneath Nancy Pelosi's leadership, but also anything that is just popping its head up right now. It looks a little bit too good to be true from the Democrats' standpoint. So we'll see how this plays out. And thanks for those thoughts, everyone. And I guess we're ready to move on to our next topic.
Please leave comments and let us know what you think. Also, if you have enjoyed this discussion, please click like, subscribe to us on YouTube, subscribe to us on BitChute, and follow us on Twitter. Once again, thanks for joining us, and until next time, take care.